Hello everybody and welcome to little old Krupp's Gambit. We're finally doing session 2. It's incredible.
Finally.
The long-awaited, iconic
And beloved
session 2 of Krupp's
session
Gambit.
2 of Krupp's Gambit.
Krupp's
Yes,
Gambit.
exactly. Now you're
The
getting
smiling friends don't. The smiling friends references don't leave just because we're not in Irony's Claw.
it. Yeah,
True.
precisely.
We're gonna continue making more.
Nebel's our German guide. In case we do
But in
something non-German.
In the
It's likely
spirit
that
of
we're
my
not going to
character.
be anywhere near Germany or anything explicitly German, with the exception of, the South Africa. You know what? There might be some German. We'll
In
see.
the spirit of my character, I crack a Pepsi.
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah.
All right. So, anyone have a synopsis of their own, or would you like me to kind of give a quick synopsis of what happened last time?
I'm pretty sure the synopsis is pinned. No, it is not pinned. Okay, never mind. It might be in the description of the video.
Hayden,
Let's check.
recap master.
I'm getting it, don't worry. Ah! That is not what I clicked on. Damn it. Okay. Paused. Let's do this. The 5 people brought onto Krupp's jet awaken in a boardroom greeted by Krupp's daughter Helena. They agree to her plan to bring an end to the war in South Africa to the dismay of her father's enterprise, which now takes up all of Germany as a corporatocracy. After they find their way to Berlin, they hang around the town for a while. The 5 rest for a while in a hotel before heading to Sbeev, a fairly homey, small-time establishment. While there, the group is greeted by a Russian man who gives them all IDs for boarding their jet to South Africa. On their way to the airport, the group is jumped by a gang of bandits, ending with the group killing the bandits in various ways, some more gruesome than others. Finally, the gang boards the jet after being introduced by the captain of their regiment, a grizzled warrior with a mostly mechanical body named Balthazar. The jet leaves the port as the session ends. Look, Krupp with you, sweetie pie. Krupp's Gambit.
Okay, guys. So, speaking of the plane, you guys have been in the air for maybe an hour, hour and a half. And you have another maybe 4 hours to go. The plane is younger, or I would say older model than the one that you were in previously. And it doesn't have all the amenities that the much nicer Krupp plane had. This model, well, maybe one of you would be able to tell what model plane this is, but it's definitely not German, or at least not German. It's a different dialect. It's hard to tell.
It's
exactly,
Austrian.
Good guess. There's just it's just doesn't have all the nice amenities. But upstate New York, it's barely different. But there are some. As far as I remember, there are some differences. Right, Neville? Am I wrong though? I can always just up and say, oh, it's actually not at all. It's like Polish or something.
People nowadays are just too lazy to go to Germany and find out for themselves.
Several people are typing. Oh boy. This is all semantics, but I'm. What the? So, Kanto is sitting away from the others, chewing on some gum and quietly reading a book. Alabaster is just sitting down on what it looks very plainly to be a sofa that was just moved onto the plane for some amount of comfort, watching as Balthazar just quietly loads magazines, like almost right in front of him, across a coffee table. He's just standing, loading magazines with an angry intent. How about you, Spike? How are you doing on the plane? What are you doing on the plane?
He's basically just angrily checking his pistol, making sure that's everything's working right, just going, everything working in this, just making sure everything is cleaned and prepped, and is just kind of just doing it to distract himself from the lawn flight.
Okay. Thomas.
On a scale of Soviet Union to 10, how comfortable is this?
Well, like maybe a 4.5 if you. Thomas, you lived in Florida before this. Like Florida was your residence.
All right, yeah, fair enough. Okay,
and so for you, this is kind of like a 7.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So, last but not least, Caliban. What exactly are you doing on the plane? Like how are you feeling on the plane? Oh, it says it right here. I'm just blind. Caliban is idly sitting in a seat, keeping to herself and lightly bouncing her leg.
I love this party.
On occasion, you guys do see a Rhodesian national soldier just kind of cross the plane for a second. They're checking, maintenancing the plane as it goes. There turbulence, and there's just, it's not a very comfortable flight. Would you guys like to do anything? Maybe explore a bit, or...
Thomas still has his halberd, right?
Yes. No one took away your weapons.
All right, cool. Is it still sharp?
I mean, I don't know. Roll a perception check.
As if I remember which die I use for this lad. All right. That is 22 total.
So, okay. So you can see that your halberd did dull quite a bit, actually, during the combat experience you had in Berlin.
He's gonna sharpen it.
And it's about time, anyways, for you to sharpen it.
Yeah.
Last time that you sharpened it, it might have been a couple months.
Possibly. I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Okay, so you begin sharpening. You're sharpening the axe.
Halberd.
Right, it's the axe head.
Yeah.
And it makes a very loud sh noise. And at first, it doesn't get on anyone's nerves, but you can kind of see Balthazar. He takes he just begins to glare at you with his one eye. Peter Dinklage is a prize fighter. Okay, no, but he kind of looks.
Thomas...
kind of looks down at you with his one eye, and he goes, "Could you be any quieter?"
Thomas just continues, glaring directly at him.
Looks at him, whispers, shh, shh, shh.
Do you want it to go dull?
I would much rather that than my sanity being lost to the sea of clouds.
And he just returns to loading what looks like a...
Then why do you bring the
some
circus?
kind of M7 magazine. So, Caliban, you decide to explore the plane. You get up from your seat, and you enter into the first room from the lobby. It's a similar room, but there's a couple of Rhodesian nationals just kind of lounging, relaxing. A couple of them notice that you enter the room, and they don't recognize you. So they kind of give you they give you some side glances and glares. Anything intriguing in the room? Well, these people are heavily armed. In fact, you see on the walls of this plane, there's a lot of weaponry in here. All sorts of people, all shapes and sizes. The one thing you can note as well is that they're all of Boer ethnicity, with a few exceptions.
I think around this point, Spike is
So,
going to get
Caliban,
more.
you pay them absolutely zero mind. you paid their weaponry far more attention than you did to the actual individual. You don't well, you know what, roll me an insight check on the room. Okay, well, you don't notice anyone super suspicious, but obviously they're militiamen, so you have a slight suspicion at all of them, but no one bad intentions. No one seems to like want to hurt you, from what you can tell. The weaponry you see, it's mostly you think it's Eastern origin, but you're not too sure from here. Maybe perhaps someplace, some foundry in China, or some Eastern Siberian garage. You were enamored by. You have a book? Yeah. What book are you reading?
The Art of War.
He's just reading a book.
Okay.
It's just a book that
The
says book
fucking
on it.
the fucking
You
Gen
open up
7
the pages
training
and
model.
it's just blank.
You're just like reading your own manual.
I can do that?
Riveting.
Well, Kanto is the learning machine, so. Was there any
learning
room
so
past
much
this
about
one? Yes,
myself.
there is a room past this one. You go to you go up to the door, but it doesn't open for you. You see that there's a keypad next to this door. There's a couple different options. Looks like a card swipe, retinal scanner, handprint recognition system, and a keypad. Luckily for you, this keypad looks very well used. The numbers 4, 1, 7, and 9 are all very dull on the keypad.
At this point, Spike is going to get bored of messing around with his weapons. Does Spike see any technology around him?
Roll me a perception check.
What dice do you use? Ooh. That is 16.
16. You see, from your current position, you can see the door, and the door does have some kind of keypad locking mechanism, but that's not what catches your eye with immediacy. You do see a kind of control panel next to a that kind of like, it's kind of small, but it's connected to the wall of the plane that is currently behind Alabaster.
Could I tell like what it's for, or would I have no clue?
So, you roll me a Arcana check for engineering intelligence.
That is 18.
18. You recognize this as a smart glass control panel.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna really quickly. Would you like to do anything with this control panel, or like, are you?
I'm trying to figure out if Spike would be interested in something like that or
Okay,
not.
take your time. I'm gonna really quickly get back to Caliban. So she says, "You know what's a good idea? To go get the homie himself." She's tailing back to Mr. Siggyman. I'm assuming that means Alabaster, and she decides to talk to him about it. When you get to Alabaster, he's trying to make small talk with Balthazar while cutting a cigar for himself.
So, you've been a merc for long? My whole life. Right, so that's long, right? Yes, from the day of my birth. Wow, you're just great at conversation.
And he goes to light the cigar, but Caliban, you kind of interrupt him by saying, "There's a used keypad across the plane." Do you whisper this, or like, are you just saying? Okay, so you do whisper this to him, and it kind of gets Alabaster's kind of like,
What are you doing poking around the plane? What do you think's behind that door? What's so important? Not every door that's locked is important, Caliban. But if you really want, I can see if we can crack that code. I don't think it's gonna be that, I don't think it's gonna be that important.
Correct.
Okay, so she kind of leaves Alabaster to some more small talk with the big man who's finished loading all of these magazines. There's like 60 of them on the table, and he actually goes to load one up in his looks like an M7, earlier model of 20, probably like 2205 military model. The Holy Kingdom of America's already moved on to something better. So, the moment you tell him, actually, enjoy your talk, I've had a second thought, and leave him, he's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. And you go back to the original room. When in seeing that you're back, you draw a little more interest from some of the Rhodesian fellas inside of there. Give me just one sec. So, let's go ahead and... That's not the right one. There we go. Ploop. There we go.
My collection.
So, you head to the door, and the moment that your finger touches the keypad, the door opens to reveal a woman in a blue jacket. She has a couple scuff marks on her face, but she has these like almost glowing cyan eyes. Let me find her hero forge real quick. Give me 1 second. Yeah, the DM is totally prepared right now.
As we all should be.
I stayed up all
Where did
night
I-
preparing for this.
Damn, where did I put it? There it is. On her back, you see is some kind of high-powered rifle. You aren't able to identify it on a glance. This here. Sorry, it's taking me just a second. She looks down at you, Caliban. And she meets your stoic look with one of her own. And she just kind of politely moves to touch your shoulder, and she tells you, move. Here, let me post that. Let me post that now that I have it.
Oh.
Yeah, she's kind of like almost pushing you to the side.
There are two kinds of people.
There
Got
really
me
are-
falling in love with this wombat.
It really do be like that, though, not gonna
So
lie.
you see, the room past is just the cockpit. The door is left open. It's just the cockpit. There are two pilots inside, guiding you guys through a sea of clouds.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
I decided to get closer to the touch panel.
All right, you get closer to the panel, and usually what would happen is it would display a holographic display that kind of lets you interact with it, but it just simply gives you a red light indicating that it doesn't recognize the object in front of it.
I put away my right hand, which is made out of metal, and then use my left hand instead to see if that would help. And I'm gonna tap the screen.
So you tap the screen and nothing happens. So, Caliban, you kind of watch as the woman enters that you and the rest of the party came from. Would you like to follow her? Okay. So, you follow the woman inside of the little vocational room. Is that the right term? Sure, why not? And she clears her throat and kind of taps Balthazar on the shoulder while he's loading up some rifles and shotguns. And she moves to whisper something into his ear. And you see almost like a sense of confusion in his face. He kind of turns to her and audibly goes,
I thought that deal that we struck was finished. I'm surprised that they want to talk now. Well, ready the men. We land in about 2 hours. I'll deal with the Syndicate bastards.
and he kind of motions to Alabaster for a second. And Alabaster goes, yeah, what's going on?
Get up. What do you mean? The couch is comfy. Get up!
And Alabaster, not wanting to fight, gets up out of the seat. And you see Balthazar, he like moves the chair out of the way. And he goes for the little touch screen there that you're interacting with Spike.
I'm kind of like just tapping in, and then like when I feel like someone's behind me, I kind of turn and see them, and then just kind of move off to the side, not saying anything.
So, give me just a second here. So you kind of see Balthazar, like he tinkers with the little thing for a second. He kind of bangs on the little screen, and it finally, like, the hologram shows up, and he begins interacting with it. Alabaster, meanwhile, is just kind of like, that was rude, and he stands next to you, Thomas.
So, hell of a flight, huh? I've had better.
It's better than Miami.
Oh yeah? Yeah, I think I've been in Miami once. It's kind of a shithole there. The underground clubs are cool.
The only culture it has is bacteria.
Oh, that's a funny one. That's a funny one. Eventually, Balthazar, he does finish tinkering with the screen, and what once looked like a wall behind that couch there opens up to show that it's actually a window, a really large window, and eventually it goes black. Kind of, it stops displaying the outside and shows a black screen. And in the middle of that black screen is a symbol of a flower of some kind. I'm gonna have you guys roll history.
It's gonna be some really generic flower that's gone extinct since then. That's 6.
15.
Okay. Well, so can I'm sorry, it was 6, 16, 8.
I had 15.
You got 15. So
Yeah.
Thomas and Spike. Spike, first of all, you recognize this symbol because this is the symbol of the Syndicate of Japan, the flower crest of the Oda family.
I got a
Thomas.
6.
Thomas, you got a 6?
Yeah.
Who got a 16? Am I crazy? I know who got a 16. That was Alabaster. Alabaster recognizes this as well as the symbol of the Oda family. And it's kind of it's like shows out almost like a loading bar that makes up like this like circular formation on that flower, and it slowly loads.
Ooh, what operating system is that? Is it
It's
Can I
some
AI
kind
make
of-
that appear?
It's probably some kind of Austrian OS. They're pretty common on these planes.
And eventually, you guys are patched through, and you see a gentleman, in the middle, in like kind of like an office space. He
Give me
has
just a second.
Yeah, no problem. Would you like me to continue the description?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. He is a gentleman. Looks to be, if I'm remembering correctly, late 20s, early 30s.
Yes.
He's got
Well, he
black.
looks a lot younger than that,
He does look a lot younger than he actually.
but yeah.
He's got green eyes. They might be natural. Black hair, that's very natural. Does he have the skin thing going on?
No, not yet.
Okay, no problem. Just wanted to see. He's wearing a very casual t-shirt and a pair of pants. He's in the office that he's in. One would be surprised to see someone in just a casual clothing. And Balthazar kind of stands in front of the display, and he kind of eyes the individual before him, and he goes,
You don't look like the shareholder I spoke to before.
Yeah, well, I probably wasn't. Let
What
me
do you
just cut to the chase. You have something of ours.
Oh yeah? Like what?
That robot there.
and
Are
he
you
kind
Kanto?
of he turns around, and he looks to the woman in the blue jacket, and he turns back to you. He's like,
Joanne isn't your robot.
Not Joanne. You Kanto. Are we gonna pretend like you don't have you Kanto on board? Or are you just going to cut to the chase?
and you kind of see Balthazar. He processes for a second. Then he turns to the party, and he goes,
Which one of you is you Kanto?
Huh? Oh. He's just, Kanto just, like, looks up from his book casually, like, mid-chewing his gum. That's he grumbles.
Well, Balthazar kind of motions for you to come forward.
He goes forward.
Why wasn't I made aware that one of your synthetics were going to be on board my plane?
Listen, I don't. The information that Oda gives you is not under my control. I am merely here to say that reports of damage to you, Kanto, has reached the shareholders of Japan.
That's
And it
not
could
my
be
problem.
huge. Well, unfortunately for you, it is mine. You guys are landing in Rhodesia, it seems.
Right.
I'm sorry, but
Well, my
You know
name
what?
is Kaseo Ruga.
You know what? You roll me a let's do like a, I don't know, like a wisdom check,
history.
history check. Let's do a history check.
Oh god. That's a 14.
So you vaguely remember this guy's face. 3 years ago, when you first booted up, he was in the room with you and Kaide. So
He knows
you
Hayden,
vaguely,
right?
yeah, Kaide, the Kanto. That's your dad.
Right.
So this guy was in the room. Or at least you kind of vaguely remember his face. It has been 3 years, so you're not exactly sure.
You were with Kaede in the room. When
Yes.
I first woke up.
That is correct.
What do you want?
Well, it seems to me that you're out there getting yourself damaged. Now, normally I wouldn't care. This is Oda's pet project, not mine. Well, it was Kaide's before, and he just makes like a fucking like finger gun, and he points it to his head, and he just like, makes the motion of pulling the trigger.
Same.
It was, but now it's Oda's. And unfortunately for you guys, you Kanto, were my ticket up. Which means that if bad things happen to you, bad things happen to me. So, here's what's gonna happen. He just interrupts his sentence. Oh, by the way, do you guys have any objections to nanomachines?
Alabaster kind of butts in between you, Kanto, and Balthazar, being like,
Okay, Freak Show. What's going on here? You're interrupting the flight, or like?
No,
Oh, so
this
you're
is
the
merely a
on-flight-
warning.
Okay.
This is merely a
And he-
warning.
He takes a whiff of his cigar and kind of blows it onto the screen.
So,
You just see some smoke
warning.
coming out of. You just see some smoke coming out of Kaseo's nose.
oh, funny, you got one of those internal vape things? Yeah, you corpos are all the same.
Baby toys. Listen, I don't need to be lectured by someone as primitive as you. Anyway,
I'm sorry, primitive?
Ouch.
I will let you know that every single technological advancement in the past few years,
anyway,
few centuries, has been entirely pointless.
he just interrupts. Anyway, this is a warning. I'm going to be showing up to Rhodesia. I'm going to be fixing the damage that you guys caused to our little project,
Hold on
and
a
I'm
second.
going to be accompanying you on this mission.
I can't look after your damn kid. Why didn't you come in the first place?
It wasn't my idea. If I had it my way, I'd be making Tatsumaki Purpose of the Scales Part 4.
What
But I
the
don't have
fuck
it my
is
way.
that even?
You're not making any sense, you know that, right?
Uncultured, all of you. Anyway, so like I said, if I had it my way, things would be different. I don't really want to join you either, but my boss is making me. He sent me on this mission. I will be accompanying you. Think of me as this man's tech support. I will be fixing any internal damages caused by poor repair.
Well, so long as we don't have to split or cut of the pay with you, I think we're fine.
I think my boss is going to be handling pay quite well.
Yeah.
Like takes out a
Really?
wrench and he's just waving at the TV, just very angrily at that comment.
All right, me and my monkey brain crew here.
By the way,
Say-
do you guys care?
Oh,
Do you
video
guys?
chat. You enjoy your flight, buddy. We'll see you on the ground.
Do you guys have any objections to nanomachines?
What? Why would I have an objection to a fucking concept?
Awesome. He just turns completely red.
What the fuck? Like Alabaster's mean you
Look,
like
it's the Vision.
Spike? What the fuck is the Vision? And
It's an old TV series.
Balthazar takes a step back because he's surprised.
It's from
I will see you
What
on the
the
ground.
fuck is a marvel?
you uncultured swine.
You all make no sense sometimes.
Marvel.
You know that,
Okay,
debate.
in universe, Marvel hasn't existed for at least 150 years.
They
Oh,
go
that
out of
sucks.
business.
Get cultured.
You men. So, obviously, no one is like disgusted by you, Kaseo, but everyone's pretty surprised. And
Of course.
Master's kind of squinting at you for a second. Balthazar looks a little shaken because he finally recognizes who you are. And Alabaster's kind of like, he's just looking at you like, can't place his finger on who this is, but he kind of has a inkling about who this might be. And he's like, yeah, okay, weirdo. I don't know if this is your fetish or anything, but it's not really any of my business. I guess I'll see you on the ground.
Before you can finish that, the video call just goes dark.
Yeah, and that's
Like, by
nice.
the time you got to okay, weirdo, it just fucking shut off.
All right. What
To
an
do with
asshole.
this asshole.
No kidding.
Okay, wait. You need to tell me. You need technical support? What? Okay. I think we established that you're a synth. What kind of synth? Why do you need tech support? Are you like someone's maid or something?
Ha.
Swear to God, if that's it.
Not gonna talk to me? Alrighty. Fair enough. Alright, folks. Show's over. We got another hour to kill.
Spike is just like, this is a drag.
Caliban, the man on the screen asked if you guys were okay with nanomachines, and then he just turned red, like his skin turned red. Oh, ew.
ew.
Yeah. Only one person, by the way, was like this pretty disgusted.
Spike is just gonna walk off now, exploring like the different rooms, seeing if there's anything technological that piques his interest, or even weapons. Who knows?
Well,
What he's looking for is unattended technology and weapons.
okay. Well, the majority of the technology in the other room is pretty well attended. There is a pistol on the floor that you're pretty sure no one would miss. It looks like a old model of some kind, something that closer to your understanding of engineering and firearms than something more out there. You know, you
I'm
kind of
taking it.
take a look at the serial number, and judging from what little you know about this kind of firearm, you can tell it's maybe 2100 around that time.
I'm taking it.
Okay, well, you now have a pew pew. I can't think of like a good name for the pistol. Let's call it a Razorback pistol,
Okay.
Australian made,
Is it automatic or?
semi-automatic, meaning it's a one trigger pull per bullet. A projectile knife that is round.
Sorry, I was looking through my inventory and I just see smart rope. TM.
Yep, smart rope. That's right. you
I
still have
forgot
the
that I
full
had that.
I don't remember the full homebrew for it, but yeah, we'll make it up as we go. I probably have it written down somewhere.
I just caught this. Why does you listen to Lady Gaga?
Wait, what?
I kind of discussed this with her. You has access to a lot of old archives of like music and stuff because Sony, you know.
True.
And he happened upon Lady Gaga, and it just stuck with him.
Pretty much.
Dude's caught up in a bad romance.
Apparently. So they had time to kill. Caliban was sat down by you, or had sat down by you, and she says, "What exactly are you listening to?" She had never heard something so that before.
The music is so loud that Kanto can't even hear. So he doesn't do anything. He doesn't even like engage with her or respond to her. He just continues listening to music and jamming.
Alabaster, meanwhile, is like, he's kind of irritated about the whole like Kaseo situation. Didn't even catch his name, but about the whole like this weirdo is like suddenly trying to stop our mission for just a second because his poor baby boy got his knee scraped. You know, like he's kind of, you know, he's not too happy about that. Please, Ruins, please.
Oh my god! I'm not watching that.
Anyway,
I love how most of my weapons are just starting with
to calm his nerves. Takes a swig of a flask from his suit vest. Thomas, you do notice something about Joanne, the person that came into the room. She has a large dagger to her side, and you're trying to. That's the first thing that kind of sat with you.
What's the story behind that?
Joanne just she doesn't even notice that you're talking to her at first until she looks down and she goes,
Oh, my apologies. What was your question?
The dagger, aside. What?
It's
What's up with
a
it?
blade. A blade, a dagger, a knife. I'm not too sure if there's another, word that you have in your language for it.
My dagger knife.
She pulls it out of its little scabbard there, and you do see it's like a rondel dagger, which you're like, oh, that's right, rondel daggers.
What's a rondel dagger?
Those don't get made anymore.
They don't make those very often.
There's not even
do
any
they?
reproductions.
Where did you find this?
On the ground.
Okay, where on the ground? It doesn't give me much information.
Oh, on the battlefield close to the border of South Africa.
Well, they don't really make these anymore.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
And you just kind of see her now. She's actually like trying to look at details.
Analysis is saying that the metal was forged a long time ago. It doesn't say much else. Must be some kind of antique. Lucky me. And she goes to sheath it back in the scabbard, and then she just heads out of the room.
Alright then, that was weird.
Is there any TV in this damn plane? Just kind
We
of
just talked to one.
Yeah, talking into a TV. This is smart glass, dude. They don't have TV channels up in the air with these.
It's boring. What's the point?
I don't know.
Spike is going
Like
to look
calls.
at
This is a business plane, I think.
Spike, upon hearing this, is going to now look at the smart glass and wondering if he should temper with the thing to see if he can get, like.
I'll let you decide if you want to do that.
Where has all the culture gone?
Yeah, culture died a long time ago. 2150, I believe, Russia announced the death of all culture, or something like that.
Of course it's Russia.
Just like that, man. Russia killed culture.
Well, you know, they're kind of fucking crazy, so it's
No,
just,
I know.
it was some
I've had
political
run-ins.
gag or something. I just read it in a
Did it as a
newspaper.
joke? Are you kidding me?
I just read that the Renaissance men are coming.
Wait, when are they coming? When?
Who are the Renaissance men?
I don't know. It just says the Renaissance
No,
men are
man,
coming like, very
I'm
soon.
giving you all, like very soon. They're coming very soon.
Yeah. So Alabaster hears Caliban say like, "Hey, maybe you should follow this guy," and she like motions to you and reading his little book, and and Alabaster's like, "Oh yeah, let me just pull a book out of my ass."
Proceeds to do so. What?
You know, if Spike did that, I think Alabaster would be horrified.
Magic.
No, Spike would not do that. He has no reason to do that.
Just casually pulls a book out of his...
Is there a way to link the smart glass to my Hollow Watch?
Well, you're gonna have to open up the panel first. Balthazar seems to be busy on a communique with his eye patch there. Like there's some kind of holographic display there, but you guys can't really tell what's going on. So he's not watching, just so you know.
Haha, very funny, Caliban. She says to him, "Hey, you keep cigars up there. Who knows if there's something else?" He's just, Alabaster's like, ha ha ha. And he just goes to check something on his phone, see if he has any
It's
signal.
true.
Thomas gets up at this point. Is there anything on this plane, to drink?
Balthazar's kind of like, you can bother one of the boys up front for some water.
Alright. The boys up front, what you got?
The boys up front, they're kind of doing something similar to what Caliban saw. Just kind of hanging around, they're occasionally talking, some of them are joking around. One of them has a Nintendo Switch on him. And he's playing this video game that's really loud and obnoxious. So, Thomas, roll me a history check.
Oh my god, we're gonna see fucking Pokemon Sword and Shield. Let's go. Natural 20.
So, natural 20?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those fucking things. So, you remember very, very well what happened with those. It was taught in history. It's just a well-known fact. Nintendo as a company was facing a very, very large drop in sales by 2030. And
They never actually did release the Switch Pro.
and they never did release the Switch Pro. They just continued producing Switches until they were eventually absorbed into a company called Tatsutech in somewhere close to 2212?
2212 is literally this year.
I'm
No,
sorry.
22.
I thought it was 2215. No, it's 2212. I'm sorry. It's 2209. It was that merger. Because eventually they downsized so much that they were just purchased. So in this universe, Nintendo just continued producing shit tons of Switches, and there's just millions of them. There's photos like that went national of just like Nintendo Switches like washing up on the beaches. There's like plastic beaches. It's pretty bad.
They
So,
saw the
they're-
Wii U, they saw the Switch, they were like, we could ride this sucker out for the rest of our lives. They
Yeah, pretty
technically
much.
did.
They technically did. So yes, the Switch is eternal in this universe.
I suppose.
Technology stagnated in that way.
By the way, what are the current consoles right now?
Well, the PS12.
So
It probably
still-
still only has GTA
Sony's
5.
still around. Sony's still around. It's a syndicated subsidiary of Tatsutech.
Oh, fuck.
Microsoft is still around in the Holy Kingdom. They're still producing Xbones, but they went back. They're doing a lot more like PC, quote unquote PC gaming. PC gaming has gone way more into the VR space, and so like VR is like now the main way that people interact with like PC video games. And so
So there's the there's the analog video games are better. No, VR is better
Yeah.
debate.
And then the augmented reality games are like slowly coming out.
Anyway,
Honestly, I feel like augmented reality would be far more advanced because it's a lot
Oh
cheaper
no,
than
absolutely.
this.
So like there's like talks and like tech companies are like talking about augmented reality being a possibility, but it's like, you know, now obviously that there's gonna have to be some changes before then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, man.
anyway, so Thomas slams his halberd on the bar. Not like he does it
Not trying to
sideways, as if
destroy
it's
it?
just
Okay.
like laying it down on there.
Okay, so that's what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that definitely gets the attention of a gentleman, a Rhodesian gentleman, a Boer gentleman, and he looks at you and goes,
Something I can help you with, little man?
I'll have a paralyzer.
A paralyzer? We don't serve alcohol on this plane. I've got water and water accessories.
and he kind of turns
Water
around
accessories.
and he pulls out a water bottle and water purification tablets.
Thomas takes the
Like-
water bottle begrudgingly.
Motherfucker
probably
actually
clear up the
has
water first.
water.
You should probably purify the
Motherfucker
water
actually
first.
has
It's, we got it from the river back in Rhodesia, and not enough of those tablets got around either, so be gentle.
He just starts slamming it back.
Spike is going to walk up and be like,
Did you
"Can I
purify
have
the
some
water
oil?"
first?
Did I? Did I
That
say
doesn't
I
sound
did?
like it. Roll a
You did not.
Constitution save.
Against poison?
Motherfucker, you're drinking river
it's not
water.
Poisoned. It's not poisoned. No,
Okay.
but it's African
Never
water.
Oh, that's an 8.
Okay, so you slam the water down, and you kind of you crush the bottle in your hand, and you don't feel much of anything.
Huh.
And the guy behind the counter is a little surprised, and he just slowly takes back the water purification tablets, and he turns back around, trying to make sure that, or trying to, just not look at you, for some reason.
Thomas goes back.
I knew it. Water
I'm gonna-
accessories were a scam all along.
I'm going to walk up to the guy and be like, "Hi, excuse me, do you have oil?"
The guy turns around being like, no.
Drat.
And he turns back around. Looks like he's rummaging through something in the cabinet.
Can I see what he's trying to find?
Well, roll me a perception check.
You know those times where you roll dice and you're like, I am being way too lucky, and then you realize that it's just the calm before the storm. I feel like I'm getting all the good dice rolls out, and I'm
Likely.
afraid for the combat. anytime
What
soon.
did you roll?
I rolled a natural 19 with +1 perception, so that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You can plainly see that this is a medicine cabinet, and he's rummaging through it. He looks like he's looking for something.
Darn, I have no interest in medications. Okay, Spike is just gonna walk away.
Heard. So, Alabaster, meanwhile, he's just, on occasion, taking a drink of his whiskey, just messing around with his robot arm, the cybernetic arm that he has, and just kind of tweaking stuff.
Probably because I ate some of them worms.
All right. So I'm gonna say that the hour passes without a whole lot else happening. Thomas, however.
I don't know.
So
Not the
Thomas,
consequences of my
the
actions.
gentleman from earlier, the gentleman from earlier, just quietly walks up to you, hands you a bottle of pills, and then just without a word leaves.
Why do I need these?
Alabaster just kind of looks at you going, I don't know, will that cure your height?
Alabaster
Thomas
ableist.
holds the halberd very close, getting ready for war.
Okay, little guy, calm down. I didn't mean anything by it.
Go on, I dare you.
You see him like he's holding back. You can see him like gulp down another one.
Alright, we're gonna be landing soon, so you guys better prepare your equipment, get ready. It's gonna be hot as shit. Hope some of you had brought some sunscreen, some anti-mosquito spray. This is gonna suck.
So,
Whoa.
you guys kind of like there's a kind of screen at the top of the door that reads something in Austrian. You guys can't really tell what it says, but Balthazar seems to sit down and strap himself into something. And so Alabaster just kind of looks at this and goes, "Oh fuck, I should probably do the same."
Do what? Huh?
So Caliban straps in.
What's going on?
Kanto, in seeing Caliban, begin to like put on like a
He has no
belt
idea what's
of
going
some
on.
kind.
He was too busy listening to music and reading, so oh shit, what's going on?
So you also kind of do the same, kind of like fumbling around. For you, Thomas, it might be a little too late. The plane has begun landing, and the plane begins shaking.
Ah!
Oh no.
And the moment that the wheels touch the ground, you can feel like the force of gravity almost like knock you down, Thomas.
Why are Austrian planes so janky?
That's because they're made from offhand parts! Alabaster just kind of cries out.
Damn
It's kind of loud in here.
bootleggers!
Bootleggers! you take 2 damage.
Ouch. Oof. My bones.
Alright. So, the moment the plane lands, and you can hear the engines begin to whirl down. The crew begins to dismount the plane, like, as fast as they can. Like, they seem to even be ripping stuff off of the plane as they do so. Alabaster, meanwhile, just kind of takes his duffel bag, and he's just gonna kind of exit through the back of the... As it opens up for Balthazar and Joanne. Let me grab something real quick. Alabaster's gonna kind of motion Caliban and the others to kind of follow. Give me just a second here.
Did you say like they were taking parts off of the plane or metal?
Yes, they were taking parts off of a plane. You heard that right.
I am just going to try to take off a part as
Roll,
well.
you know what? You roll me a perception check.
That is an 8.
What is it?
That is an 8.
Perception.
So what were you trying to do, Spike?
Oh, I was trying to like take parts as well. Like as everyone's grabbing parts, Spike was just also going to grab a part and just walk off.
Okay, you actually take the control panel for the smart glass. It just comes like you just like
Yes!
You like roll me strength.
Oh,
What
strength.
did you roll?
I love this guy.
Not even like non-food kind of snacks?
Nope. No.
That is
no snacks.
15.
And no. That you didn't say plastic. You just said snacks.
Okay. Well, as soon as he gets out of the plane, he's gonna see people taking parts off. He's like, "Oh, we can do that," and then he's gonna start doing it.
Yes.
I want them too.
Alabaster's just gonna try to ignore this, being like savage.
He's like, "What are we doing? We're doing this? Okay."
Oh, I'm just doing what they're doing. that's what Spike just says. As he's just walking over the control panel.
I don't want any of this. This is
love the
all
idea
bad.
that-
This is all awful.
I am a
I will
pirate. What do you think I'm
I
going to
hate
do?
everything about this plane.
Okay, so Spike, you can add Smart Glass control panel to your inventory as a
I
custom
love the
item.
idea. I just love the idea that these fuckers like saw like somebody else doing it, so they thought that they could do it.
Yeah. So
You're doing it. Why can't I?
so Alabaster kind of watches as everyone like very quickly leaves the plane, and the party's the last to leave. And Alabaster, Caliban, Thomas, you, Spike, you guys see like everyone kind of get a certain distance away from them, and then the plane just fucking explodes. Like it just explodes. And luckily, all of the shrapnel that could have come from the plane exploding wouldn't have been there because people just fucking took panels upon panels off of the plane. No, you guys are already out of the plane at this point.
Spike turns around and he goes, I didn't know there was explosive on the plane. I should have grabbed some.
What?
Oh my
Oh my-
god. Yeah, just like Alabaster's
Austrian
like,
Airlines,
in that plane.
everybody.
I didn't know that
Jesus
Austrian
Christ.
planes explode like that. Why did it explode like that?
I don't
Wait,
know.
wait.
Balthazar
Wait.
goes, yeah.
Wait, can I add something from the distance?
In a second. Balthazar goes, we're just trying to cover our tracks. They can think that the plane crash landed is all. And Alabaster's kind of like, but you could have used that plane. Caliban goes, out of all the things I was expecting, that was not one. you goes, you please say that aloud.
Can I do a thing from the distance?
You didn't hear that?
Oh.
You need to talk louder.
Well, you
Presence.
have a low pitch voice. I can't.
Put presence.
Faith, one thing you could do is you could speak low by speaking from your diaphragm. You could get lower sounds that are as loud.
You know what? You're right. I know that. I just haven't been doing that. Anyways.
Not
Do it. You can do it.
He says, I left my book in there.
Luke, could I do my thing? It won't. It's not an
Yes, you can
interference.
do-
It's just like.
You can do your thing.
So, in Kaseo's own jet, it's being flown by Syndicate men, and he's listening to his music. He's drinking a can of Pepsi. He looks out the window. He sees an explosion
And a plume of smoke.
and a plume of smoke. He turns to his dragon-made assistant. He's like, Ayu, I think that might be our location. Something tells me that the sign of an exploding plane is our location. Tell the Syndicate pilots to reroute.
And, the Syndicate pilots, she's already relaying all this information to them. And, they're already making their way to that location.
Awesome.
So, excuse me. Just a second. So, why do you need those, Thomas?
I don't know.
Okay, it's fine.
Wait,
I
hold
would
on.
just like to add.
Was that in character?
No.
Was that in character?
They're there.
Asking what? No, but seriously, was that in character, Luke?
I would like to add the joke about you reading his own manual. Could that manual please be called like Kanto and you, but it's spelled Y-O-U?
He did that. He did that himself.
Yes, that's like the subtitle that was added in Brand.
He
Sure.
didn't understand how titles worked, so he just put his Kanto and you.
So, I'm pretty sure the little synth thing has like a database of like illicit items. I'm sure that it can't even see it.
No.
They're called condoms.
They're called condoms.
Good.
What are condoms?
It's a contraceptive. Now, aren't we expecting some?
Best for
And
kids.
there they are. So, as Alabaster is kind of like, are we expecting? A plane comes into view. It's a plane that is it's a very distinct design, with rotors on its wings, or in its wings, I should say, and it begins to VTOL its way down, landing next, or rather far away from the rubble. You recognize this as Syndicate corporate jet.
Is it blasting my music?
Yes, it is blasting your music.
It's probably some
I
sort
don't
of
have.
really cliche anime opening theme.
No, not this.
No,
God, no. This.
I don't think it'll let me play it over the D&D.
Yeah,
music,
you
but
need
guys
you
are just
need
gonna have
the pancake bot.
The other
You need
robot,
pancake
yeah.
bot.
Video unavailable. I'm not watching it on YouTube. Sorry, you'll
But,
just have to
yeah,
look that
you
one
just-
up yourselves, Krupp's Gambit viewers.
It's the gamer's opening.
Yeah.
It's just playing. It's just playing it like
You just
absurdly
hear
loud.
you just hear loud, squealy Japanese girl voices, like singing. It's an anime intro. What you'd expect of a loud, pumpy, fun anime intro, and it's blaring.
Spike is covering his ears, going, "What is this hellscape? What is happening?"
I should have known this guy was a degenerate.
I shouldn't have decided to be sober for this.
Here, buddy.
was it?
And Alabaster hands him his flask.
Conjure-
You're gonna
Thank
need to
God!
help me, little guy.
You are a Christian.
Sure.
He starts chugging.
What you hear is, fuck, hold on. Kanjun takero yamerenai, yarita yarenai, mama irarenai, mayo yura gamen. Yeah, just fucking blaring. Fucking, like, as loud as you can.
I so wish that I was given earbuds.
Hey, I know that.
Spike is going to see.
you Kanto's like, wait, I know.
I know this song.
Spike is going to dig out his hollow watch, and he's like, "I never tried hacking, but man, now do I have a motive to do this."
Are you actually? I can.
No.
Okay.
No, he doesn't know about hacking. He's just trying, but he doesn't know enough. He
Kaseo
doesn't know.
Kaseo just gets like, Kaseo just gets like a fucking. Was that a hack attempt?
Unknown.
Someone tried to hack us, but like it's not going through. Whatever. Fuck it. This has to be a joke. This has to be a joke.
So
This is one of those spam emails. Delete.
the rotors of that plane spin down, and it is now safe for you to disembark, Kaseo.
Please
So,
tell me that the music finally turned off.
oh no.
No.
So,
You're one
there's
of
a
those
slow ramp that descends outside the plane. Kaseo steps out, redskin and all. He shields his eyes from the sun. He immediately sees he immediately sees the group, and the first thing he says is, "Ayu, deploy umbrella."
Ayu deploys an umbrella for you. As
Awesome.
she walks out right behind you.
And one stationary umbrella next to you, Kanto.
Well, as you guys walk, you see like something exit the corporate plane. It's a little box that kind of It's like a drone with a box that kind of flies over to you, Kanto, and it deploys an umbrella that like decollapsive. Like it's a collapsible umbrella that like folds together and like forms itself next to you, Kanto.
Ayu come out in her full glory.
I'm sorry?
Did Ayu come out in her full glory?
Sure.
Awesome. So out steps of the plane are two figures. One, a very casual-looking red man, and two, what appears to be a dragon humanoid girl in a skimpy maid outfit.
Oh my
And he just starts casually walking to you, Kanto.
Good lord. It's
You
like
know this man?
Why?
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 Why is this crazy old man walking towards me?
Why is he red?
Good question.
Why did he have to be red?
Why red?
Why?
So he's wearing an umbrella hat too.
Oh no!
This is hell on
This is like, Alabaster's kind of like, this is the kind of person that like makes it in society.
Meanwhile, I'm on
He's-
unemployment.
He kneels down in front of you, Kanto, not even saying a word, just turning to Ayu and going, Ayu, screwdriver.
Right. Would you like me to run diagnostics? And she pulls
Yes,
a
please.
screwdriver from her dress for you.
I need a different
Get
kind of
the information.
screwdriver to deal with this.
Caliban goes, Alabaster, it's not too late to quit, right? And Alabaster goes, don't worry, the money will be worth it.
So he just reaches out, pulls out a card, and like slams it against Yu's chest quickly.
What are you doing?
It's like an immediate access card so that I could fix the problem.
Gotcha.
Stop, please. I'm only 3.
You, Kanto, you feel your body like seize up, and you begin to your body seizes up, freezes, and you fall to the ground like that. No physical damage. You're perfectly fine.
Am I
It's just
still
a,
Holy crap, you
you're
killed him.
conscious. I
What
don't. It's a
Spike
can
s-
I
has-
move?
Spike has a
think so.
red
What is he
jowl.
doing to me?
Can I roll investigation to inspect the body, essentially for any damage,
Sure.
or do I see it
I
immediately?
better get a brownie out of this.
I don't know,
You know,
if this
it
is
is their-
even legal.
Caliban. It's
Wait,
their
are they
problem.
talking? Are they saying all of this?
Yeah. They're the ones being like. They're just like. You know, some of them
No,
are kind of like.
It's just like,
pushing
what
all
the
this,
fuck
you know.
is going on?
I deploy Brownie.
Deploying Brownie, and it takes her a
Awesome.
moment. But from the plane, you actually see a man in a black suit with a red tie, and he has a bag in his hand, and he's like bolting to you guys from like at least like half a kilometer away.
Thank you, Satoshi.
Satoshi.
Your brownie.
They made the one man who didn't have any cybernetics run this all the way to you. Enjoy.
Would you
Enjoy
like some
custom.
cybernetics? You know the reason that your food tastes so good is because that you don't have cybernetics, right?
Exactly.
So you have a guy who just makes you food, and you force him to run after you to deliver.
Yeah. This
Are you a sadist? What the heck?
he's got
I'm going
Just
to
zero
lose my
cybernetics.
mind.
Just picture this poor chef who spends hours like cooking, and then he's the
It's-
one who
it's
has
not
to run out with the
frosted
food.
dweeb stuff. This is what it's like to be a corpo. People just fucking do shit for you.
Oh my goodness.
This feels like a human rights violation.
Well, it's a sin that doesn't have.
Would you
human rights.
Would you trade your human rights for a fucking brownie? Anyway,
Why do I feel
No.
like this
he's
car-
immediately going to assess for any damage. Do I have to roll a check or do I immediately see it?
Roll investigation.
All right. That's gonna be a investigation. That is a 15.
A 15.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty plain to see. Looks like some kind of duct tape on his is it his right, his left leg? One of his legs. I
He
don't remember.
immediately you see his expression just sour. Am I seriously being brought to fucking Rhodesia because someone decided to fix this multi-million-dollar bot with duct tape?
Correction.
Don't take fixes
I think it's a
everything.
correction of lead and duct tape.
Yeah, Kaseo, correction. Multi-billion-dollar.
Multi-billion-dollar. I could be making games right now, and yet someone decided to fix this multi-billion.
Does anyone remember who fixed the robot?
Me. It was
Haggard.
Spike.
Okay, yeah, you know what, that makes sense.
Oh my.
Hey! Oh, fucking gay! He just immediately starts getting to work on,
To be fair,
he
that
just
is...
immediately starts getting to work on fixing Kanto.
So I'll describe to you what you're doing.
They do
So
say
what
duct tape
you are
fixes
doing
everything.
is you're getting rid of the foreign objects that might be left inside of the synthetic flesh, and you're having to regrow it using a special UV lamp and some like almost plaster-like substance. Eventually, it takes about 10 minutes, but eventually you're able to fix. It's basically just cosmetic damage.
They made this thing.
And actually,
They
roll
put
me
so much
a-
expensive tech in this thing. Why does it damage so easily?
roll
Are
me
you?
a
Why
sleight
does it damage so easily?
Roll me a sleight of hand for that, because I wanna know the quality of that work that you did.
All right. Sleight of hand is stealth. Or
No,
not
sleight of
stealth.
hand is its own stat. Well, it uses your dex.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, you can barely tell that it's mended synthetic flesh. And IU does answer your question by saying,
This model appears to use a, rather than using the nanofiber skin type that I use, which is more durable, it uses a more lifelike skin fiber using that plaster substance.
Oh, great! Because realism is serving us so well.
Alabaster's he's kind of looking at this whole situation with like a almost
Can I go home?
morbid smile.
Alright, great.
This
Are you
is-
done? Am I rowdy now?
Like,
It's like he taps the card on Yu's chest, immediately waking him back up.
So, he was conscious the entire time, his processes, he was still running, but you just immobilized him. So,
Okay.
he's not now.
Wait.
Oh, before I do that, I go for access to the MP3 player.
Okay, you're gonna have to break through some ice. So roll
Let's
me.
do it.
Roll me an
What?
You're gonna need to roll. Yeah, roll an Arcana check for now.
All
and
right.
then I'll describe how things are looking.
That is going to be a 17.
Okay. Well, you're able to locate the MP3 device. It is located on kind of where his collarbone is at. You're gonna have to roll me a sleight of hand to access and break the ice.
All right. Let me roll again. Hold on. Okay. Oh, I see the problem. I see the problem. That is going to be an 18.
Okay, so you're able to gain remote access to the MP3 device installed inside of Kanto.
He starts playing the gamer's opening theme through Kanto.
no! At this point,
Whoa!
Thomas is just like, God fucking damn it! And he starts charging at Kaseo. With the
That's
intent
deployed
of
defense.
murder.
I deploy defense system.
Deploying
He
defense
just says that not even looking at you, just deploy defense system.
system. So, what kind of defense system? What do you mean by that?
Stop him. I don't know, bonk him on the head or some shit.
Understood.
You just-
Deploying defense system. And she squares up to you. The Dragon Maid squares up to you, Thomas.
Slash time.
Alright, fuck it. I guess we're rolling initiative.
War.
You
That's an
Kanto
8.
standing there not knowing what the fuck is happening, but there's music.
Whoa.
Alright,
War.
that's a
War has changed.
Changes.
Alright, so that's a 10.
Fuck you, we're in the Metal Gear.
she's going to she takes a step forward to kind of meet you while you're charging, and she's going to try and bonk you in the head, really hard with her her fist.
You deploy horny bonk.
I'm the horny one.
What?
I said you deploy horny bonk.
It is ineffective. It is not effective against this person.
You fucking hypocrite.
So she's not very fast at doing it. She's kind of misinterpreting your actual speed, Thomas, because you're so small. She doesn't actually realize how small you are, so she just straight up wishes her arm through the air, completely missing you. It's now your turn.
I am charging. I am going to kill. Actually, hold on. Crazy idea. I'm gonna hit it with the electro baton. What could possibly go wrong?
Who are you hitting with the electro baton?
The AI. Azu.
Ayu.
Whichever. You know.
Okay.
Attack electricity with electricity. What could possibly go wrong?
Okay, roll to hit.
That's a 17.
Okay. Let me describe how this happens.
Oh,
So,
God.
you with one arm, she kind of wishes through the air, and she sees that you're moving to strike her with the electric baton. She does. Let's see here. She does manage to catch it through the air, but it's still electric. So, you do see the machine. Ayu, she does kind of almost shiver a little bit.
Do I feel that?
She's just you do kind of I'll get to you in a second, Kaseo. She's just smiling at you, Thomas. She's not. There's no sign of pain or anything like that. Kaseo, you're noticing an error coming to your heads-up display. An error coming from Ayu. You're no longer receiving feedback from Ayu. As in the connection's been terminated for a second, or suspension in the connection.
He immediately gets up, snaps his fingers. Satoshi, hand off the brownie. Walks up to Thomas and just tries to deck him in the face.
Okay, roll initiative.
All right, let's see. Oh. That's going to be an
Also-
18.
You, Kanto, you get your brownie.
Wait, no, hold on. 18 was my roll. 21.
21. Okay, yeah, you walk up to Thomas, and I'm not gonna have... Yeah, you just straight up deck him in the face.
By the way, he takes acid damage.
Oh, acid damage. I wasn't expecting
what?
that. No, you're gonna have to roll for that. Especially because of the humid climate, I need to see if your nanites are...
I'm wearing the umbrella hat.
Sure, you're wearing the umbrella hat, but not your entire body can't possibly be covered by the umbrella hat when you're going for the punch.
Awesome. What do I roll?
I need you to roll a... I guess what would be for integrity?
That's Constitution, right?
Yeah, Constitution. You can roll Constitution.
Where's the kill gift? There it is.
9.
Alright, so... Thomas, you feel a strike to your face. And not much else. You've been hit in the face before many times. Kaseo, you notice that your nanites are struggling to secrete that acidic substance that you had programmed to be able to. It's likely that they're actually this very, very minuscule hole that the nanites require to secrete that substance is being blocked by some humidity in the air.
Fucking neat. I should probably say this, since I use this power, I kind of have an understanding of the ancestry dragon, or the way of ancestry, but a thought occurred to me, and I might need to get some clarification. So,
Okay.
How do you think I could play this? So, in the way of ancestry dragon, it says choose a type, but it doesn't specify if I could, change type with each attack. Would I be able to do that considering my nanomachines?
I think it's per.
Or do I have to choose one consistent type and just...
I think it's to play around with it a bit. We can have it be like per attack.
Okay.
But if
I don't know,
like
because
that,
it doesn't-
if I
it
don't
doesn't
like that,
specify-
I might have to
Yeah.
handicap you with like one specific type of your choosing.
Sounds good.
Right? Because I still would like
Okay.
for you to be able to mess around with the types, but it'll be more like per combat rather than.
I didn't know. I don't want any inconsistencies. I don't know if I have to choose now. Because here's the thing: it doesn't specify whether or not that's per attack, or if it's you choose once and that sticks with you forever. They didn't say it in the Fosbon book,
doesn't-
so I.
It doesn't look like it's that complicated, so we're just gonna go.
Yeah. So yes, I'm going with acid damage for this attack, but
Sweet.
it doesn't matter. He just kind of passively... Ayu, can you run diagnostics on yourself?
Running.
Oh,
She's
no, this
not
is bad.
responding. And Thomas, well, she's I will say that after you deck Thomas, he does kind of. He does kind of get the batons away from her now, and so she's Ayu's simply trying to like reboot cover, so she's he's trying to
Ayu, run
respond to the
reboot.
command while. Okay, so now she's performing a hard reboot. You see her eyes like dim down for a second, and then as they dim back up, you hear like a very old noise. It's like a dun, like a Mac, like an old Mac. It just boots
He
up.
snaps his fingers. He snaps his
If any of
fingers.
you have
Satoshi.
had-
I had it back once.
Yeah, if you've ever had an old Mac, that noise it sits with my. It's always gonna be me. It's so funny.
He snaps his fingers for one of his attendants to come out.
Campaign.
Okay.
It's just
So one of his attendants, they kind of get the message, and you kind of see them walking across the airstrip.
I'm gonna rule that this guy doesn't really have cybernetics either.
Sure.
Yamato, please handle Ayu while she's rebooting.
Understood. And he
Thank you.
kind of escorts the bot back as she quietly enters recovery mode. So the party kind of watches all of this go on, and Alabaster's just kind of like, man, I'm so glad that I didn't enter a fisticuff with this freak.
He just kind of shakes his fist.
Kill,
You
kill,
have to
kill,
look at
kill,
him.
kill, kill, kill.
Thomas, relax. You weren't doing anything wrong, I think.
I'm gonna have to look at getting this fixed.
not
really not
doing
looking
anything wrong. Kuitebe.
Do you not hear what is coming from you now because of him?
Coming from him, you attacked his maid? His servant? Slave? Look, I don't know what weird fetish this guy's into, but
I was going for him.
right. Look, this guy's like Corpo level. You don't fuck with these kind of people, okay? Just, he might forgive you if you just stop.
I've already done it before, why not again?
This isn't Russia, dude. We're in the middle of nowhere. He can dump your body wherever the fuck he wants and no one will ever find out. Okay?
And I can with
Anyway,
him.
Sure, but I can promise you probably won't win.
Balthazar's had enough of this. And he's just kind of like,
If you want your pay, you're going to be following. If you want to die with the wolves, you can stay here if you'd like.
and he begins to head off to what looks like a convoy in the alongside like 30
Kaseo-
Rhodesians.
Kaseo pipes up. It occurs to me that your plane has undergone some casualties.
0 casualties. Just
Well-
covering our tracks.
Oh, I was going to ask if you wanted to use mine, but if you guys don't feel like you need it,
Well, if we're covering tracks, no.
very well then.
So, Alabaster's just kind of like, today just keeps getting more and more interesting. And he just follows Balthazar.
Kaseo waits for Ayu's reboot to be done, and then once Ayu is fully rebooted, he has his men follow Balthazar.
Okay.
He and his men follow Balthazar.
All right. No problem. So,
Thomas glares at Kaseo and then just kicks him in the shin
duh, dude.
before heading off in
No.
Balthazar's direction.
Can I roll a reaction?
Okay, I can imagine like the kind of that you're doing, Thomas, to like run.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of having to waddle. God, that's way too funny. I'm sorry. I'm
Could
gonna.
I have one of my guards react to this, or one of my
You just said
toughs?
that they were following
Shin kick.
the dude.
He's a little too far away. I mean, Kaseo, what do you want to do about it?
So I'd imagine that Kaseo would be surrounded by his toughs, right? Either for shade or for just because. Do I have them with me, or are they closer to Balthazar?
Right now they are. I thought they were in the plane. I thought you came in. That's what I remember hearing.
I brought a few of them.
Okay.
Like-
so maybe you have two next to you.
Yeah.
How did you want them to react?
I have so the people I'm imagining that I'm bringing are the two toughs, Satoshi, Yamato, and Ayu.
Okay. Gotcha.
As they see this man trying to go to kick him, I imagine that one of them just sticks their hand out, like keeping distance. You know that thing that you do with a short person where they're like, you stick your hand out and they try to attack you, but they can't?
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can. You know what? Thomas, roll me strength, and then I will roll for one of the gentlemen. I'll give him like a
Oh,
+2. It's-
All right.
And then
So
you can roll strength on their end.
is it just a check or a save?
Just a check. You're gonna have to beat 13 if you want to successfully kick Kaseo in the shin.
All right. That's a 9. I'm so sad.
So
No shin kick.
you go to like try to kick Kaseo's shins, but this guy's just too tall. His arms are too long. You can barely even like touch him. You know, it's almost embarrassing. You feel like
Unhand
you
me,
should
you
probably-
hellspawn!
Kaseo just kind of says, you know, you're really blowing the cover of your attack when you do that.
So as all of this is happening,
Blow yourself!
there's Kaseo, you notice there's a slight error message with the plane. And
Okay.
it's claiming that something is missing from it, but you wouldn't know, like it doesn't give you details in that.
What do you mean something is missing? You run diagnostics.
Running diagnostic. Unknown. Perhaps we are too far from network servers? Or... I'm not sure.
I have Yamato go and check on it.
Okay, well, Yamato just kind of, he nods to you and goes to check on it.
Thank you.
Let me roll for this. Yeah, Yamato, you guys are kind of convoy makes its way over. Yamato kind of comes back out of the plane and he just like shakes his head to you, being like, "There's nothing wrong with the plane, sir."
My first guess out of character was that Spike tried to steal a part from this one too.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Huh, that's odd. Oh, it's a
So,
company jet. Could you manually fly it?
Yes, of course. I'm trained in these kind of aviation. Where would you like us to fly it, sir?
Anywhere but Rhodesia. Meet up with us after we leave Rhodesia.
Okay.
All right, boys, you want to go to Cairo? Woo! It's just you kind of hear that. You hear that inside of the plane as like the ladders or not ladder, the stairs slowly like ascend.
Have fun in Cairo. He
Right,
just texts Yamato.
And the plane begins to spool up and it VTOLs out of the airspace. Kaseo, you are now in Rhodesia, for better and for worse.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So, the convoy. It is made up of antiques, pretty much. Vehicles that some of you might not have even seen, but they're old. And a lot of them are running on engines that probably don't even have spare parts anymore. They're all ramshackle and mixed-matched paint and all sorts of different things. Spike, this is your kind of territory. This is you know these, and you're like, oh yeah, that's an engine. You don't know what kind of engine, but you know that it works. You can tell that it works.
I immediately am scanning and like downloading like blueprints of the different engines that of anyone that I could like find. I'm just walking up to an engine,
none of them
just
are too
scanning it with the
powerful for
holo launch, and then just making a hologram version of the engine.
Yeah, none of them are powerful enough for like a boat per se, but these designs might be useful.
Can I have IU run a
That's
diagnostic on this engine?
applications.
IU runs a diagnostic and nothing comes up.
Huh.
It's possibly homemade.
Huh. Best way to avoid detection, I imagine.
Balthazar kind of shoots you a look, being like,
Good guess.
all right, boys, we're rolling out. And he kind of like, he does a motion in the air with his cybernetic arm. And you kind of see a lot of the soldiers that were from the plane begin to load up onto these vehicles. There's about 8 of them. And the one in the way back is seems to be sectioned off for the party.
All right then. Why'd the music stop? Ah, shit, my internet. That's probably not gonna send fast enough. We'll probably get to this point in the VOD, and then it's just like, yo, what the hell happened? But, damn. Yeah. Guess that happened. I don't know why the fuck it happened at, like, 6:47 p.m. of all times, because, like, that usually never happens, but... Or at least not at this time, but here we are. Hope somebody's able to catch me up once I get back. If I get back. Christ, what the hell is going on? Be right back, folks. Alright, I've restarted the recording. I'll just put these two together in Adobe Premiere or some shit.
I have a friend who actually comes from Japan who every time we're with her, she brings us Japanese snacks, and it's great.
Okay.
The green tea flavor is.
To
I want
sum
to try
up-
takoyaki someday.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
please give a
delicious.
synopsis.
It's fucking amazing. Oh yeah.
Okay, so to sum up whatever happened between the time that my internet cut out and now, because, you know, internet stuff, basically we learned that there was a lot of shit going down in Rhodesia, most of which is, or the most noteworthy of which is, a genocide of the Boers, which are spelled like a...
Boer. They're an
this.
actual. So the Boers are actual in IRL. They are Dutch-born people from like the colonial era. They're natives to South Africa now because they've been around long enough that they've all just they're born there. And right now, I'm kind of reflecting off of real life in that there are, especially back in like 2012, they were getting killed by like the South African government, and their farms were getting taken from them, and they were getting displaced because South African government doesn't like white people. I'm not kidding. It's because of the apartheid. They figure it's like some kind of like eye for eye kind of thing. And this also had led to South Africa having a major fucking problem with like not having any food. So, anyway, I just decided I'm gonna reflect a little bit off of this real life thing and just make it far worse.
I was gonna say, isn't that like partially real? Like,
No,
isn't that like actually the case?
That's
to
what's
some
actually
extent?
yeah, exactly. That's what's actually happening. It's not like a full-on genocide, but we don't know that. We don't know what we're being told. All I know is that people have been getting killed since 2012, and that their homes and like farms have been getting taken away by this fucking government. You know what I mean? I don't remember if it was Zimbabwe or South Africa, but it's one of those two countries, and shit's fucked for the poor Boers over there who they fucking grew up there. Like it's literally like if I were born in a place and I started getting killed for shit that my granddad did, I wouldn't be very happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, just some thoughts. So, the oppression had never really ended for the Boers. It's just only really gotten worse, and the world, because it is as it is, has chosen to ignore.
All right. So, with all that in mind, here we are. Continue on.
So, Balthazar is leading the party to not a safe house so much as it is a house. You guys can tell it's like a resident. And he goes to open the door for you guys, and out comes another man to kind of hold open the other door. He, let me post the picture of him. He's wearing looks like a kit of some kind. And it's got a Tonto strapped to the side, cigar in his mouth, and a replaced eye.
What is it with these people and smoking?
I'm sorry, you have a problem with me taking a whiff? The man
No.
kinda...
I'm just.
I don't have a problem with you and your red skin. Not that I'm racist or anything, you know what I'm
But-
trying to say.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No,
It's not
it's just-
racism,
The
But he's
problem I
literally
have with
red.
him is his music, if you can
His-
call it that.
So you judge people for their music. That's
Yes,
a
he's very.
musicist.
He's
I'm
very
just fucking
racist
with
against
you.
musical
I'm
tastes.
Just
I
no,
just
I'm not
casually
one of those,
joke around with the man.
I'm not one of those
be fair.
intersectionality types, if you know what I'm. So I don't
Well,
care.
I don't
I'm
even
around.
know what you
I'm
just
around
said.
Japanese. I'm around Japanese businessmen a lot. They really like their smoking, so I can't personally judge. It's just never been something that I was into.
Never, they were never able to kill Big Tobacco. Now that I think about it, he takes a big whiff,
puff, and then he lets you guys in.
This guy seems
That's good.
surprisingly Australian.
Kinda looks like. Oh, that's actually funny.
What does he kind of look like?
Kinda looks like Devin from Irony's Claw.
His name. We'll find out about him in a second. Balthazar is like,
Thank you, friend. And he leads you guys into a room. with a single light in the ceiling that beams down onto a map. Alright, let me get my shit together. Computer, update the map. And the map appears to update in real time. It updates to this. If we could take this territory, know damn well to leave us well.
Just the contested area?
I'm sorry.
I think it's the lighter green.
No, I know which one it is, but... On one
Well-
hand, that is great pushback, but they could still push even harder on us.
Well, you see that little dot right there?
But... Now that you pointed out, yeah.
That's where we're at right now. All around us.
Little
you can
green
see
dot,
dirt.
or the little like.
There's a little
I
green dot.
Not gonna
Between
lie,
two
I
of the
thought that was a
states.
smudge.
Come
on the
on, are you
screen.
blind? In
Wait,
the middle of
yeah.
contested territory, there's a little green dot. It's us. We're trying to get this territory here so that we can tell them to leave us the fuck alone. See, around the territory that we have selected as contested, there's a wall. And that wall will be hard for them to crack because they're the right? If we get control of that wall, if we get control of this territory, they'll leave us well alone. That's where you all come in.
You want us to seize control of this territory?
One fell swoop. I've got a plan for it and everything.
One second
see.
here. I have to answer a question.
Oh, okay, so you can see it. Never mind, I was... Okay. That clears things up, which means I didn't really have to make this image where I drew a red circle.
No. Man, sometimes I really just do feel like a dot, a green dot between two states.
Between two contested territories. I feel that,
Yeah.
bro.
You can just wake up and feel like a green dot between two contested territories, striving for power.
Over the other, yeah. What a world we live in.
All right, sorry about that. Balthazar is kind of looking at all of you, and Alabaster, the one who he looks a little and he's like,
All right, so you want us to take large swaths doing one thing? How does that gonna work? Well, mercenary, tell me, what is it you do best?
Complain.
I clean people's toilets.
He did before he could say anything. Kaseo just pipes up and says, "Complain." He's good at complaining.
Uh-huh.
And you're
Right.
good at annoying people.
And you're good at being whatever the fuck weird fetish you have. Look.
We
I
call
get
them
it. You want us
weeaboos.
to- I get it. You want us to kill a bunch of people. Fine. That's great. What do we get out of it? You get exactly what Helena told you you'll get. Right, but didn't come here for a full-on front. This isn't a frontal assault. You'll be going in through the air. I thought you said you didn't have a use for a plane. Not a plane. Oh, okay. So you're being a smartass.
So you have giant hawks?
That's surprisingly intuitive, but no. Ever heard of
You
a
say-
halibird? I think that's what they called them back in
A
the day.
helibird?
Hella something.
helicopter.
Hemingway.
I was almost
Hemingway,
getting
what did you
excited
call
at
the damn
one.
thing? It's
I
a
was
helicopter,
getting-
sir.
I was almost getting excited at the 1% prospect that it could be a dragon, but
What in the
And
fuck is
you
a
and your
dragon?
dragons.
What the fuck is a dragon?
oh god, what did I get myself into?
How do you not know what a dragon is? That folklore. Whatever.
Listen, I don't have time for folklore. I've been fighting this war for 25 years. No one's got time for folklore. We barely have anything written down. They keep burning our
So-
books.
So what I understand from this is you want us to board your helicopter and you want us to attack from the skies. Is there any entry point? Is this going to be like a ground command mission in Metal Gear Solid 5, or are we talking like
You sure do,
Do we have
a
a-
lot of words that you like to say that mean nothing to me. Listen, it'll be like this. There's going to be a frontal assault, sure, but we're the ones that will be assaulting. They won't see you coming. They'll be too wrapped up in what we're up to.
yes, a
Problem
stealth
is, those bastards have German backing. So I can't say for certain what you'll see when you're... But we have to take control of those walls, at any cost.
mission. Shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Good to hear. Alright, well, any questions? I figure it's pretty straightforward.
Do you guys have a way we can get into contact with you if we need anything?
Local comms? Ever use a radio?
Yes.
Cool. Right. Alright, let's get some of our tunes here. So those walkie
Are you register radio mode? Connected to the
register in
frequency
radio
which...
mode.
Awesome. Connected to the
Hemingway-
frequency that these guys are using.
Hemingway returns with like a couple walkie-talkies. He didn't really do a head count, so you guys might have 2 extra.
Awesome.
Spike is
Testing.
going-
1, 2, 3. Yep, that
Spike
thing
wants
works.
to take note of what frequency the radios are going to be on.
78.2.
78.2.
That's funny. 78.2. That's the frequency of our rock station in Vancouver. Huh. I missed that station.
How the hell do you have a radio station tuned to .2?
I don't know.
It's 2 amplimeters.
Would I be
Like
able
it says it.
to would I be able to kind of, at least for our party's sake, up communications to codec level? Or would I
Well, you might have to make a call to because that sure codecs, quote unquote. I don't call them that, but there are in-ear earpieces that you can get that function similar to something like a codec, but you don't have any on you right now. You might need to make a call.
Sounds
If you
good.
would like anything like that, it would be beneficial to the party, but you know.
At the moment, I'll just stick with the walkie-talkies.
Heard.
You said
Oh,
that
yeah,
there
they
might
play,
be one extra.
You know, Caliban, come on, you know, the radio station. You know that fancy-ass old radio that we have in the office? That one. Remember that one time I did get it to work? That was nice. Nice. Anyway, so you want us to use these radio duty, contact you if something goes wrong? That's correct. Alright, perfect. Let's say we get ourselves stocked up on some ammunition. We're probably gonna need a lot more than what we've got.
You guys don't use kinetic weapons?
Kinetic? Like the blaster thing, doohickey that you got on your waist there?
It's not in his waist, it's actually in his bag.
Oh, okay. In that case,
Kinetic,
Kinetic.
like...
you mean like that advanced shit that the Syndicate has? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're a little old school. We use this thing called bullets.
You ever heard of a bullet, Corpo?
Yes, smartass.
bullets
I've heard of a
come
bullet.
Oh, wow. I'm so amazed.
You know,
It's a lot cleaner, I would say.
you want to know what's even cleaner than that?
Don't say a sword. Don't say a blade. Don't even say a halberd.
Longbow. I was going to say a longbow.
Kaseo pipes
God.
up. Kaseo pipes up immediately and just goes, "Oh, haven't you ever heard of a longbow?" In the same condescending tone that they asked him.
You haven't heard of a longbow.
Oh yes, I have. I've used one.
Honest,
I had
Corpo
to shoot
doesn't
some
know what a
practice.
longbow is. You should describe to him what a longbow does.
You run longbow simulation.
All in the meanwhile,
It's just
you kind of like-
a holographic bow shot that doesn't actually do any damage, but it just
Balthazar is just like he has both of his hands over his face right now.
I need all of you to get out.
And
very well.
you know, the rest Alabaster's like, yeah,
Oh, all right, sounds good.
and he begrudgingly leaves the house.
Caliban goes, part of me's hoping so this exchange goes something like this. You says, I use my hands.
You grumbles, hanging behind the group's hands with pockets. Caliban, who's probably right next to him, goes,
Part of me's hoping you'll use those hands around someone's neck.
you mumble quietly, trailing out of the building.
He was like, how else would I use them?
Punching in the groin.
Oh yeah, always at the grind.
Speaking of, would Ayu, what would be the possibility that we modify Yu Kanto's hands to shoot kinetic energy?
Let me see. Certainly, it would require a synth bench and tools that we do not have at the moment.
I guess
is
we'll have to save
possible.
that project for later.
That kind of modification would take hours.
I'm good.
We can have it be done.
I'm good. Hands
Might have to consider that for later. Anyway,
just great.
he turns to the robot.
Actually, the
You've got a good way of...
your property, remember? You're not his property, so he probably can't do it without having to break some ice or, you know.
I have to break some ice or
Bureaucracy.
get clearance from Oda himself.
Yeah, probably.
Please don't.
Yeah, so you have the whole encampment to explore. We're not the quote unquote assault won't happen till the day after this. So, I'll tell
He
you.
turns to Yu Kanto and he just asks, is there any preparations we need for additional defense in your stead?
I don't.
Say that again?
I don't think so.
You have a short-range attack, but what were to happen if you were to engage long-term?
Alabaster comes from behind Yukanto, puts an arm around Yukanto's shoulder, and goes,
Hey kid, you want to buy a gun? Let's go get you a gun. Why? Come on, you've seen us use them before. You see
No
They've
need.
never worked when
Let's-
you've used
let's
them.
go get him a gun.
Kaseo just puts his hand, shoos Alabaster's hand away. The only guns Yu Kanto will be using are Syndicate-approved weapons.
Oh, and
No.
why? So wait, you didn't want anything to do with this kid? Now you do?
Unfortunately, that's my job.
Okay, so Syndicate-approved weapons. Who said? Why it has to be a Syndicate-approved?
He just pulls out a fucking, list of demands from Oda and shows it to Alabaster. Read it and weep.
Good lord, this guy is some kind of sociopath. Look at all this shit.
King of Japan, everyone.
Goodness gracious. And what does that make you, his lackey?
What does that make you, Helena's lackey?
I'm
At least
I'm my own
yeah.
lackey, guy. This is just a job, like any other.
Yeah, your own lackey, and yet you stand here and toil, waiting for the big payout. Yeah, go on. At least I get benefits, bud.
Caliban, I give you benefits, don't I? Do I give you benefits? Caliban, you and I are having a talk about your benefits.
And as he kind of tries lead you Kanto to a gun shop. That's very obviously it's like so this gun shop is kind of scuffed looking. There's a neon sign that just says guns exclamation point. And it looks like decrepit. More decrepit
There's
than the
no
other
way. There's no way I'm letting you, Kanto, use one of those.
But yeah, hey, Ruins, there is a piece of paper that Thomas has given you. Do you read it?
Yes, I do.
It simply
it's
says...
like entirely in Russian.
It simply says, anime isn't real. That's it.
Okay.
Read that and weep.
Alabaster and Caliban can teach the child how to use.
No guns? What do you prefer?
God
Crossbows, swords?
Okay, I get it.
He just casually reads the paper, no expression change, and just tosses it to the side.
Were you guys
No
even
crossbows,
listening
no
to me?
guns, no long swords, no short swords, no daggers, no dirks.
No one's listening to me. If anything were to come out of my hands, I want bullets coming out of my finger.
What?
That can be arranged!
Why would you not?
Kaseo
Why would you
just-
ruin a perfectly
Kaseo-
good hand by making it a gun?
Yeah, Kaseo just says that can be arranged.
And Alabaster, like, he goes to protest, but then he's like, wait, I've seen that before. Man, it was a while back.
Prepare for Operation Freedom Finger.
I was in a mission in the Syndicate, and like a robot that had like guns for arms. It was wild. So you know what? I could see it. She's like, sir, but we don't have a table anywhere, and also I don't think we have any of the parts to create such a thing.
We will get to that. I'm going to have to make a call to Oda.
My hands. I just want bullets.
I'm going to have to make a call to Oda, but
Alabaster, once again,
initiate.
with his arms around you, Kanto, being like,
Why don't we put a gun on your forearm?
no? What do you mean, no?
Initiate Project Freedom Finger. He says.
Fingers. I thought you guys didn't have a second.
Fuck you!
This is a real video game, by the way.
That is so jank.
Look, you guys want parts? This is a gun store. We could just buy a couple guns, get a couple parts. It'll be simple. Come on.
You can see in Alabaster's. He really wants to go into the gun store.
You can go into the gun store. You, Kanto, will not go anywhere near that gun store.
Come on, let the kid live a little.
They
Why
said they
not?
wanted finger guns. And I'm going to provide them with finger guns.
We can make it happen,
Finger
but there's
guns?
no way you got the parts for it right now, guy. Come on.
Patch me into Yoko.
Perfect. Way to prove it.
Initiating direct line. It might take, give me 5 minutes. I have to set up a hotspot.
While
did
you
I
do
miss?
that, I will be right back. I have to use the restroom.
Heard.
Meanwhile, Thomas is just like disappointing. Each and every
Everyone's
one of
just
you.
like, Kanto needs a gun when he can literally kick the shit out of any with just his hand.
Thomas is the only other person who's saying no, don't give them a gun. But it's not because it's like, oh no, child doesn't want gun. No, it's because he thinks guns are cringe.
What if we give you a normal gun before knowing how to shoot one is vital? Look, kid, having a firearm is like a major responsibility.
I shot one when I was 10.
You say it's
My
a
grandma
responsibility.
made me shoot one when I was 8. Come on.
You is 3.
My hands are.
Okay, then maybe you don't need finger.
Anyways, what did I miss?
What did you
So, So I want to make
Wait,
actually make preparations for 3 different Kanto expansions. I want to make preparations for a Freedom Finger style middle finger shotgun, or not shotgun, but finger guns. I want to make preparations for a Metal Gear Solid style rocket hands, and I want to make preparations for a fucking Mega Buster.
You really are a weeaboo, aren't you?
Twice.
So would he be able to just transform his hands into
You ever play Metal Gear Solid 5? You ever shot your hand out like a rocket?
Yes. Oh my god.
That's the goal.
Ruins.
Iron Man? Like Iron Man?
Yes.
Oh, Iron
Okay.
Man, yeah.
All right, can we? I'm hoping that we can wrap the session up fairly soon because I do still have to go out to Carthage and do my area for work.
One last little thing to do in the gun store, which is why I'm trying to get you guys to the fucking gun store, but so oh my god, Ruins. The fucking hand. Fuck you, zebra.
Punches the zebra, yeah.
Wait,
That's it.
I could do this with Spike.
You probably could, because you have a robot arm too. In fact, Alabaster is a robot arm. You could probably like get modifications to
Is
I'd
Is
gladly
Thomas the
do it for
only
you guys.
truly organic person in this party other than maybe Caliban? I don't know.
Well, Alabaster didn't ask to get cybernetics. He was kind of forced to.
Because you know, organic life is based on how much you want it.
I mean, Spike,
Yeah,
with Spike case,
Caliban only has like certain
invention
genetic
went wrong.
modifications that are entirely
In fact,
custom.
Casio kind of just like pipes up.
Those damn
I
transhumanists.
see that. I see that 3 of you have robotic accessories. Would any of you guys like any modifications? I can
Sorry,
try.
but I do my own modifications.
Yeah.
Yes, and we see how well that worked the last time. Anyway,
You know, there's one time that I tried modifying my own art. It wouldn't stop making like a really embarrassing motion. I didn't mean it. It just started doing it on accident. So I try not to fuck with these kind of things.
very well. Patch me into Yoko.
All right, I established a link. Give me just
Awesome.
one moment. Ringing her now.
So, it takes a moment, 2 moments, 3, 4 moments, and finally she picks up.
Yeah, what do you want?
No, I'm an Uvu guy. Oh, for
Yeah,
the love of
what
God.
do you want?
You can
Hey.
hear her chewing gum on the other side of the phone.
Yo, patch me into Oda.
Patching you into Oda.
Thanks.
So it takes another couple moments, and Oda picks up. Kaseo, this better be important. I am in
The
the
robot
middle.
is requesting modifications. I was wondering if we can get. I sent you the files for Operation Freedom Finger, Operation Rocket Hands, and Operation Mega Buster. Read over these files and send me the necessary parts if you're willing to do so.
Reading them now. Kaseo, with all due respect, what the fuck is wrong with you?
With all due respect, I get shit
You
done.
understand the purpose of this machine, don't you?
Yes, unfortunately, we're going to need it for long-range attacks on this upcoming mission.
I will certainly approve the design. However, the resources that you are asking for, I cannot procure at the moment.
Whenever you can. I just need to ensure that that you, Kanto, has a means to escape long-range bouts.
I can.
They requested themselves Operation Freedom Finger.
Patch me into you, Kanto.
Patching you in right now. He immediately slams the card into Yukanto's chest.
Kanto, you are seeing a video feed now of Oda. You can see him. He's on the phone, and it's like showing his face.
My boy. What is going on? Why are you letting Kaseo boss you around? Why? Is that a...
He's kind of like eyeballing something behind you. It's Thomas.
Is that a dwarf? Is that a little
Casio
person?
just snickers at this.
You do not know how tempted I am to commit regicide right now.
You don't want to do that, man.
Ah, good luck. Trust me, even I can't kill myself.
What a sad existence you live.
Kanto, He's just kidding. I don't know what you said. Kanto, do you approve of these modifications?
It depends. Do I need?
Do you want them?
You said you wanted finger guns, right, Kanto? This is finger guns.
You're making me.
So the strange man is making.
Yes.
Kaseo,
Yes?
I may approve these on one condition.
Yes.
So long as Kanto is approving and willing, you may commit to the modifications.
Very well.
As for the components, I will ask that you procure these on your own.
Very well.
I can secure you finances and resources, but firearms manufacturers aren't exactly they're fickle, let's say. They're not going to let me simply send them sensitive components straight into the African wilderness.
Very well.
This is the end of our talk. Goodbye.
He bows.
And he cuts off the feed.
I thought you said you wanted finger guns. Why the resistance?
I don't want them.
Speak up, Mr.
I don't want them anymore.
For fuck's sake.
Wait, are you kidding
Oh
me?
boy, aren't kids such a fickle thing?
And I want a gun.
All right. You'll understand someday.
I'm more.
Syndicate approved weaponry. He just
How about
angrily puts his-
Alabaster approved weaponry?
What? What standards do you have? He just
Standard?
yelled.
Oh, I've got standards.
Bullshit.
Why don't you come inside and see? Come on, it won't hurt anybody.
Very
Oh
well.
my God.
I'll humor you.
You're going to get yourself killed, aren't you?
Alabaster. Alabaster, alongside probably Caliban, enter the gun shop.
At this point, Thomas is going in just to where they don't get themselves killed, because it's inevitable. Let's be real here. There.
All right, so. All right, so, you guys, the party, they enter the gun shop, and some of the first things that you notice, there are gel casings, brass casings, and even plastic casings on the floor. Just, they're littering the floor, but not, like, covering it. There's a distinct in the shop. It smells metallic, but there's gunpowder as well. And you see two individuals. They're discussing amongst each other, maybe even arguing. Pull up my characters for a second so I can kind of show you what... I don't know if I have one, but I for sure have the other. Well, I have one. One of them is a gentleman, wearing a white suit, red dress shirt, a pair of sandals, with swept back hair, and a stylized beard. He has a gun in his hand, one that looks rather dangerous, and a bottle of whiskey in the other. And the gentleman he's speaking to is a man with similar hair color, wearing a pair of sunglasses and a rather unusual coat. Look, buddy, honey, I can't get you the shipment if it's not on me. I don't care. I bought it. How could I have bought it without you having it? Look, it's what we call advanced. We're paying for it in advance. You'll get it when I receive it. Understand, white boy? White boy, it's Mamba. Okay, Mamba man. I appreciate your patronage. I just don't have your guns. Okay, well, listen, they call you Cat, right? Cat.
I don't care how many lives you're on. Don't let this be your last.
And that
So,
gentleman,
so-
moves to leave, kind of brushing past you guys. Go ahead,
then.
Ravens.
Go ahead and rut.
What were you saying?
I was going to say, so the guy referred to as White Boy is the hero forge she's just sent,
No,
and the
the man who was talking with the accent was the guy in question. The other person was the more British sounding one.
Okay,
I'm not
so which
gonna
one was
lie, They
the?
both kind of sound the same to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you
They
could
have
send
similar
a.
voices. So here's what happened. My brother was supposed to play this character, but he's busy today. Of all days, he got busy today, like really last minute. So I'm just trying to remember how he did the voice. So bear with me.
All right.
Okay. Oh, that's fair.
It's a long. This was supposed to be his character, but he decided to not be in the campaign in that kind of way. You know. Yeah.
Oh God, his name's Terry. Oh no.
Yes. So
Terry.
we'll get to him.
Terry Derrington, I see what you've done here.
Terry.
So the man, he kind of beckoned you guys forward. Welcome to my shop. There's not a whole lot here at the moment, but I'd love to kind of show you some stuff that I do have left.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, I was just looking to see if maybe you had any 9mm, 45 ACP.
Those are two different ammunitions, buddy.
Way old. I can get you something that might be comparable. I don't know if it'll blow up that antique around your waist, but it'll certainly work. Once.
Right. Well, what do you have?
Oh, I got this bottle of whiskey.
And he puts the bottle of whiskey in the counter.
That's nice. How about the gun in your hand? Oh, this baby? Psh, not for sale. See, this
is trash. Kaseo just interrupts.
Actually, this is an Austrian-made FAE gun. You know what that is? Fuel-air explosive. The moment the bullet reaches its target, a vacuum forms. Beautiful stuff. I don't have ammunition for it, but it's a great-looking piece. Anyways,
Gun without ammunition.
Huh? Well, the ammunition doesn't.
Like I said,
doesn't really exist anymore. See, what happened was, back in the day, the Krupps found out that the Austrians made this secret weapon that got used in a terrorist attack. They had them all deconstructed. I built this baby out of those spare parts that I found. It probably works. Huh. Yeah.
Like I said, you have
Probably.
no standards and built a gun that doesn't even work.
Oh, no. This is just a little personal piece.
Mm.
And Alabaster's just nodding along.
How about some of the more official stuff? You got anything left? Well, if you count old school AKs, got some 7.62. Oh, you guys might want some grenades. Here, let me see if I can find some of the back for you.
Spike
And,
is going to start.
This gentleman heads to the back. Alabaster turns around.
See? Standards. Professionals have standards. Kaseo.
Yes, but when are you a professional?
All the time. Every day. Unlike
none
you.
of the time.
I'm sorry. Professionals don't listen to anime
Have you
music.
ever
to their
even have you
goddamn
ever
favorite
have you
cat.
ever even seen a suit? Do you even know what it looks like?
I'm wearing one right now.
You really are a
Mm,
corpo, aren't
I
you?
wouldn't really call that a suit. What did that cost you? Buddy, what did that cost you?
Like $300-400. I'm sorry I don't live
$400.
in that nice, chic environment where everything costs a bajillion dollars. See, the thing is, this suit, it's comfortable. Unlike
It's
any of
garbage.
the fucking clothes that I see your people wear.
It's garbage. This t-shirt costs more than that.
That t-shirt looks like shit.
So does your suit, buddy.
Oh, okay. So does your hair.
Buddy.
So Caliban's here. It's always a good idea.
Guys, you're both disgusting. Stop making this a comment.
I fucking love you. You're both disgusting.
You call yourself a professional, yet you don't even look it. It's pretty pitiful.
Okay.
Spike is
So
Caliber. Caliber is the
the
munition type. Like
exactly.
Just different types.
Terry comes back out with a case, but he kind of sees that Caliban is asking that, and he's like,
No, that's it's like a Glock probably, so maybe 9mm. Here, let me see. And he holds his hand out for a second to look at the gun.
All right. In that case,
he places the case on the desk, and Kaseo, you immediately see that this case has a Syndicate symbol on it.
Oh. So this is Syndicate-approved weaponry.
Well, Syndicate approved, ice broken, no longer on the main market. It's now in black market. And he takes this gentleman takes a look at the gun, and he takes out the magazine, clears the firearm, and sees, yep, 9mm, like I thought.
How old is this weaponry? Is it like stuff that the Syndicate has stopped using, or is it like at
It's
the
stuff
moment
that-
like?
So, guns aren't as common in the world anymore, simply because stuff rusts and falls apart. And there's a lot of weapons, like modern day weapons, are bio-coded. They're bio-coded to like people's like biosignatures. Black market guns are starting to become fewer and far between because mercs die and they lose their guns and then they get confiscated. The guns that they have on them are maybe at the youngest 20 years old, at the oldest 100.
Okay, so not something that like
It's not like
Kaseo would
he's
be
pulling out
using.
an AK-47 from the 19. No, those are like in collections. Like those don't get used anymore. They're
Okay.
using AK-15s from the 2020s. That's like the oldest you can see on the battlefield. They're rugged, you know.
So what kind of like how old is this tech compared to what Kaseo uses naturally?
Kaseo is using a 10-year-old pistol. That
Okay.
design has been around for about 10 years. Yeah. Otherwise, that design gets revised every like 20 years. So it's arguably in the gun community, it's the same design from about like 50 years ago.
Okay.
They just do revisions, modify it. Think like a Glock. A Glock 9 is going to be way different from a Glock 7, and that's because they do like revisions, they do different variations of it, that kind of thing. The one that you have in your hands is is technically a current model. The parts for it are still being produced, so that's nice. Spike.
Well, this
you
is
see in the
technically
corner
Syndicate.
there is in fact a pair of long barrels that must have been sawed off of a shotgun.
Of a
Should I
shotgun.
run-
I was looking more for like sniper, like.
Oh, roll me a perception check. Caliban, you see he kind of pulls out a tray of boxes and he kind of rummages through them, and he puts down 2 boxes of 9mm ammunition.
Could I run a diagnostic on the Syndicate weapon?
The Syndicate case, you try to run a diagnostic on it, but there's nothing, like it comes back as obviously Syndicate property, but no details come out of it. It's been completely cracked.
Okay. Could I get an idea of whether or not this weapon is safe to use?
Well, you can always ask him, which is what Alabaster's doing right now. Alabaster's like,
So those are the 100% genuine EMP Syndicate grenade.
and he opens up the case to reveal 3 EMP grenades.
I've gone
I
through
can-
about a few of these in my
No, I
day.
can grab you the files that I got from certificates and stuff. You know, these are genuine. I promise you.
Right, and what was your name?
Oh,
My apologies.
I'm Terry the Cat. That's what people call me.
Really? People call you the cat? Why do they call you that?
See,
So,
you had about 4
Kaseo,
times already.
Kaseo just reaches into his bag, pulls out a pair of cat ears, and places them on Terry. Now it's complete.
Terry, he kind of like... He's like confused for a second. He goes to like touch his head. He shrugs and is like, okay, that works with me.
you're gonna call
whatever.
yourself a cat, you should at least look like a cat nowadays.
You know what, Mr. Corpo Man? I like the way you think.
How?
Oh, great. There's
Okay.
two of them.
I like that thinking. You should be looking the part. You know what I'm saying?
Look the part,
like
man. That's what I'm saying.
Right, well, these grenades are gonna cost you. I know you guys are doing your assault thing, but I don't run a charity. How about a 500 USD? You got that on
500
your
USD? I'll take them.
back? Huh? What do
It's the only weapons that Oda would approve of you, Kanto, to use. So all I need to do is make sure that they work, and
I
they'll
can give
be
you-
an effective short-term solution until I can get pieces for Operation Freedom Finger.
Hell, that works for me. And what the fuck is Operation Freedom Finger? Is that like your Second Amendment project there, buddy?
He just shows Ayu, show this man Operation Freedom Finger. He just shows a diagnostic of or like a robot hand sticking out its middle finger as like a gun.
Huh.
And like you just see like
That's some-
part.
You're right there, buddy. You got a wicked sense of humor. Well,
Yeah.
I may not have all of my shit, something like that here right now, but I do at my base in See, I got a base in Silicon Valley. You remember that place? It's became a decrepit motor yard, but I got a base there. Got some real good pieces for you. Let's say sometime soon, when I leave this dump after the war blows over. Let's say maybe we can get some pieces worked out. I can send you some stuff.
We'll
I
keep
like
in touch,
I like
Cat.
big dumb projects.
We'll keep in touch, Cat. For now, I just need to make
We'll
sure
keep
that this
in touch.
works.
Here. And he hands you a paper note with a phone number on it.
Ayu, register this
I'd like
number.
to call the cat.
I don't know why I'm giving him a fucking like
I love this man.
voice, but he's great.
I love this man. He's
It's
like
not
he's
at
like,
all how Noah plays him, but like when I actually get him to play Terry, you guys are gonna love him.
I already do.
So was I able to find a spare sniper barrel?
What was your roll? 11?
11.
Not a sniper barrel, but there is a rifle barrel. You aren't
Already
able to
have-
tell the rifling yourself, and you don't know what caliber it's supposed to be for, just on your own. Terry kind of goes up to you, Caliban, is like,
A box of 9mm. It's plentiful as it is common. Let's see here. I don't know, 20 USD? I think that's perfectly fine.
So, 500 USD is kind of nothing to Kaseo. In
that's
fact,
everything to Terry. That's fucking a lot
Yeah.
to him.
yeah. So he just kind of quickly. I mean, obviously, we'd have to translate that into whatever the equivalent of or GC.
GC?
Yeah, global currency. You said last time.
There is a global credit, but USDs are just about as common.
All right. So, do I have USDs?
Well, you probably have GC, so you can you can. I don't know if he takes it. It's something you have to ask. Maybe persuade him to take, but we'll see.
Hey, Mr. Cat, do you take GC?
GC? That can be a little hard to transfer. I'm gonna have to put on a transfer rate. Is that a...
How much is the transfer rate?
it's about... Let's see.
He's kind of like tapping his head for, and Alabaster pipes up. It's 2 GC per 1 USD.
That's right. Inflation is really bad in the Krupp land, right? Forgot about that.
So that's about 500 USD, 2 GC per USD. So that would be about $1,000.
Yeah, 1,000 GC should is fine. Again, these are genuine. Let me grab those. Let me just to make sure that we are all on the same page. I'm gonna grab those certificates for you.
And he heads
Very
to the
well.
back again.
So when you say this is genuine, Kaseo generally looks just unimpressed. Like, he deals with this technology on a daily basis.
Right, but in a black market term,
Yeah.
like Syndicate weapons German weapons, like Holy Kingdom weapons, they are valuable because you have to like crack the ice of the biometric coding, right? Like the moment you crack that, they become like really valuable
Oh, absolutely.
as like untraceable weapons, basically. And archaic weapons are also untraceable, which is why Alabaster uses them. It's harder to trace because they don't keep track of serial numbers anymore. They thought they wouldn't need to.
That's true.
Black market stuff, man. It's crazy shit.
I definitely like the semanticalities of all this, you know?
Well,
Like-
yeah, this is the world, man. Like, it's not
I
really
know.
semantics, it's just reality.
You know what I'm trying to say, though, right?
Yeah.
I like the goings on of. This feels like really thought out, and I enjoy it.
I'm not gonna lie, half of it is really thought out, the other half is bullshitted, and then I just go with it, you know?
Yeah.
So
Good
that's
prop.
that's kind of how I always do worlds whenever I'm not running with anything in particular, you know? I'll just bullshit the other half because I could just do that, you know? Like, you guys aren't gonna be able to tell the difference, and I'm not gonna tell you the difference.
It's foolproof. Anyway, when you returned with the certificate, I asked to take a look at the. The weaponry.
You have to take a look at the EMP grenades themselves.
The grenades as well as the pistol.
Pistol?
Yeah, didn't you have a pistol? Or like
well,
a
it
gun?
was that's his personal pet project, man. He's not selling that.
I was talking about the I thought you had a Syndicate pistol that you were selling.
No. Well, he does have some, just not in stock at that location.
The MP grenades were something that I was less sure of, per se.
Okay.
I just need a Syndicate approved gun so that I could transfer it to Kanto, just in case anything bad happens.
Give me a
Alright.
sec. Yeah, fair enough. I kind of get what you're saying. But he doesn't really have anything like that. But he understands that you guys are going to some place that you may need to like disable technology for. So he's trying to sell you something for it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a good business tactic.
EMP grenades aren't bad. For this price, I could give them to. I can definitely hand those off to Kanto and be pretty good with that.
Yeah, so perfect. He hands you the certificate and shows you the roll perception with disadvantage.
Very well.
I mean, how often do you actually go around procuring firearms or other stuff like this?
Not much.
That's why I'm like,
uh,
you're gonna be doing it with disadvantage.
Five.
5? Yeah. As far as you can tell, everything checks out.
Would I be
Symbol-
able
symbol-
to? Would I be able to dismantle this and kind of like what's the phrase?
Reverse engineer.
Yeah, reverse engineer it or jerry rig it or like kind of see how it's constructed just so I can like cross reference it with my notes.
Yes, in 1 second.
And would these work on you, Kanto? Like, if somebody were to throw these at you, Kanto, or if you, Kanto, were to be put in the blast radius, would they themselves?
It depends. If it were an older synth, it's very likely. But the newer synths run on a different power source, kind of a plasma that's generated from a special crystal that is
Okay.
In the heart of Gen 6 pluses, including Gen 7s.
Okay.
So the literal blood plasma is what it's called. It's literally called like blood plasma or plasma blood. It's like this like glowing, almost purple. I don't really have the best way to describe it right now. But
No, I got you. I
need to
I
make
get the idea just by looking at it, you know.
Mhm. So, yeah. Do you guys want to do anything else? Also, Frosty, you're free to take the 20 out of your pockets and then get yourself like a box of ammunition. In order to use it, you're gonna have to load it into your magazine. I will be having you roll for that when the time comes, but
the last thing I want to do is jerry-rig the EMP grenades I just bought. If I can.
Sure. What are you jury-rigging?
The goal is to just at least check the technology, see if they didn't sneak anything into it. You know.
Okay. Well, go ahead and roll Arcane or Engineering.
Awesome.
Spike is going to go up to the counter and ask, going to ask, do you guys have any spare,
16?
extra 50 caliber case and projectiles?
Okay, I'm gonna address Ruin. 16?
Yes.
As far as you can tell, without any blueprint, you can see there's no tampering with the main mechanism itself. Like
you get me a blueprint of the...
But there is tampering with the biometric scanner. Like it's obviously not functioning.
Yeah. That's the thing that's the de-iced part of it, right?
Yes.
You get me a diagnostic on the
All right. While she processes that, Tagger, Terry kind of comes up to you and he's, I'm sorry, what was it you were asking for?
I was wondering if I could get 50 caliber casing and projectiles.
50 caliber casing and projectiles, like the ammunition?
Yes, but without the powder that is inside it in the primers. I like to stuff my own bullets.
Oh, I gotcha. You like your own. I like that. Yeah, let me see if I've got some spare casings and projectiles. Give me 1 second.
And he heads to the back. AU runs that diagnostic. As far as she can tell, yeah, the only tampering that's been done is to the ice. Is that what your question was?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as far as she can tell from a more in-depth analysis, yeah, the only thing that's not operating correctly is the ice and the biometric scan. So it's like free use and untraceable.
All right, so this is some good shit. Okay. So one of the things I would like to do is I would like to see if I could... EMPs are very useful for this kind of shit, so I want to see if I could rewire... It's kind of weird. I want to rewire one of the grenades into like an EMP cannon. You know, like something you could pull the trigger of and it would just disable technology in a certain radius.
The grenades are rather small, so I don't know if you can make them into a cannon or anything. But
not like an actual cannon, but like a hand cannon or something.
An EMP hand cannon?
Yeah, something that instead of shooting bullet and shoots like
We're gonna need some prototype shit. Like, that's something you're gonna have to prototype. Like, that's not something that is like... There's no technology for like a EMP cannon that you guys have access. At least not that you're aware of.
Well, in the meantime, I just hand these.
It's far easier to make it like an explosion than it is to make it like a concentrated blast of energy. You know what I mean?
I got you. Just a thought. So in the meantime, I just hand these off to you, Kanto, and said, use them if you're in any danger. These will disable technology in a... what's the radius?
I want to say 5 to 10 foot radius, but probably like... What does a normal grenade explode at? I'm gonna go on the safe side and say 10 foot.
10 foot's good.
Yeah.
This will disable all technology in a 10-foot radius. You, of course, because of your blood plasma, will not be affected. So feel free to use them. Just don't waste.
All right. Everyone all set? Oh, that's right. Tagger. So, Terry comes back and he's like, well, I don't have 50 BMG. I do have 30-06 casings and projectile. Will that work for you, bud?
Wait, what was the caliber for that again?
30-06.
No, sorry, the rifle I have only carries 50 cal.
Sorry about that, friend.
No, it's good, it's good.
Well, glad doing business with. I'm gonna pack up the heat gets here. And Terry kind of goes back to the back, and he doesn't really come back out. Anything else you guys would like to do, or do we feel like ending the session?
I'm
That's
alright
good.
with ending
That
the
was a
session.
I'm good here, yeah.
All right, this concludes the next session of Krupp's Gambit. If you guys have any questions, like any confusion about the lore, if you want to like explore the lore a little bit, just out of character, I would love to tell you just random shit, because that's my bread and butter with this campaign, is just how does everyday life work, you know? So otherwise, I think we're all good to go. Yeah.
We can do an outro
Really
really
fun.
quick for the VOD.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, I'll take.
Sorry about the technical difficulties, but thank you for tuning in to this episode of Krupp's Gambit.
Next time on Krupp
Thankfully,
Gambit.
we were able to do a second session for this. It's incredible.
And hopefully we can do a third really soon, because B is ending soon,
yeah.
as far as I'm aware. So we can use Sunday as a time slot, so long as you guys are cool with that.
Down.
And
I like this.
be
I like
a
this
far more
time.
common
Maybe.
thing.
I like this time. Maybe a little earlier if we could.
Yeah, earlier
Probably.
would work better for me, because I basically sat down doing nothing. So
Yeah, no kidding.
Sundays for me is kind of like a toss of a coin, I have to say.
I gotcha. Well, Spike, I can kind of see Spike just like randomly disappearing and like coming back with like crazy shit. We could talk about it.
He shows back up and he has like 3 rifles, and he's like,
He has 3
"All right, let's
rifles
go."
and like a fucking like puppy in his bag. Like what happened with you? Like what happened? Where did all this come from? You know?
Oh, don't worry. Here, let me get into my mech. You have a mech?
When did this happen? By the way, Mix.
Oh, don't worry, I stole it.
You just have blueprints for a fucking robo puppy with guns attached.
Got her?
Just a rideable-
Okay.
Oh yes, got her.
I
Like a
better
rival.
not give you guys ideas.
Too
So
late.
next time on Krupp's Gambit, will they actually complete the contract? Will they completely demolish this wall? Will Kanto actually ever understand what is going on with his body? And will Kaseo stop being such a little anime bitch? Find out next time. at Krupp's
Little anime
Gambit.
bitch.
The answer is no.
And VOD.